And firefighters tell us the man is very fortunate to be alive. The rescue took place in the area right behind me. You're taking a look at the Hustisford Dam, where concrete and debris toppled into the water below. Call for help came in around 2:20 this afternoon. Firefighters say a 53-year-old Shawano man was working on the structure when part of it gave way. The dam is structurally sound and there are not concerns about flooding nearby. Firefighters tell us the 53-year-old will be fine. They add he was in the right place at the right time when the collapse took place.
They actually make like a upside down U, and he was actually stuck underneath. No injuries, it didn't hit him, he just kind of went down with it and he was stuck basically underneath there, and we were able to gain access from behind and pull him out backwards.
Cause of the collapse at this time not known. However, investigators are looking into exactly why it happened.
Nice, quiet people fishing all the time.
Most of Lake Sinisippi was calm. The rescue above the water surface,
I wouldn't be surprised if it threw him for a loop.
was not.
It's kind of shocking.
Part of the Hustisford Dam gave way. Debris and concrete plunged into the lake.
This should never have happened, period.
The weight of the situation,
A couple thousand pounds for sure.
collapsing on top of a 53-year-old worker who was cutting rebar on the structure at the time.
They've had issues before.
Melissa Neiman has seen maintenance on the dam in the past.
It's just sad. It is really sad, actually.
The results never looked like this. But after the call for help came in,
Our first responders, our crew, they're all
a unique rescue
dedicated to
was underway.
their job.
Firefighters stabilized the shattered structure, found the trapped worker in a pocket,
He was fine, grateful to be alive for sure.
unharmed by the ton of debris surrounding him.
He's pretty lucky. He's very lucky.
Very lucky to where he was.
I would buy a lottery ticket. I would definitely buy a lottery ticket.
Investigators are looking into what caused the partial collapse, but they do know what prevented a fatality. One man working in the right place at the wrong time.
The guy was lucky, but our firefighters, like I said, they're phenomenal.
At a time of loss, some search
And I just want to
and find the words
say how much we are going to miss you.
expressing unimaginable grief.
Pull our family through this.
The pain dulled by an embrace and prayer.
And we all love you so much. And
West Dallas's Tammy Glasgow was helping her brother in Cleveland, Tennessee. She was visiting, looking after his children and her 9-week-old nephew when an unwelcome visitor tore through the area.
it did hit their house.
What the tornado took
My heart just dropped.
can never be replaced.
Just missed. Absolutely missed. That happened and I just fell on my knees and instantly just started throwing up because my mother was my best friend. And
Messages of love are scrawled on a sign. Glasgow's son, James, says every word helps to restore a family's foundation.
now that I don't have her, it's going to be really hard to have that support. But I know she's watching me from heaven. And
In her last moments of life, Glasgow's survival instinct gave way to her maternal instinct.
she ran upstairs to get her baby nephew. She carried her nephew up to heaven. She protected him through the whole thing. And when they found her body, she was holding on to her nephew. Her nephew was still in her arms.
A stuffed bear holding a baby sits as a reminder, a memorial to a parent and the infant she tried to save.
I just wanted to know I love her, and she's a hero in my eyes, and I'm never going to forget her. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Tuesday, the family plans on attending the funeral of the 9-week-old. As for Glasgow's funeral, we are told that is still in the planning stages, but it could happen as early as this Thursday.
We begin with the man who was one of the last people to see Derek Williams alive before he died in the back of a squad car.
Now, this man is the victim who Williams tried to rob that night, but his story may surprise you. He says he's not the only victim.
Our Jeremy Ross is here with the exclusive.
The police report describes a masked man reaching into his pocket, implying he had a weapon. As a result, this is labeled an attempted armed robbery lasting only about 8 seconds. What happened after is leaving a lasting impression.
I was walking home from Summerfest.
July 6th of last year, a UWM student and his then girlfriend were approached from behind near the intersection of Holton and Center.
By a man in a mask asking for my wallet. I was kind of in shock at the time, just said, "What?"
Police reports say the man grabbed the pocket of Sam Took.
I was a victim in an attempted robbery, and I mean, when it happened, obviously I was scared.
Took says the man saw a squad car and ran off, disappearing into a neighboring yard. The case would reappear in headlines more than a year later. The suspect was 22-year-old Derek Williams, seen taking some of his final breaths inside a Milwaukee police squad car. His gasps for help ignored by officers believing he was faking. He later died from complications from sickle cell. The manner of death, once called natural causes, was recently changed to homicide by medical examiners.
Seeing the video, I mean, it was sickening, really, watching it. I mean, it's just sad, really.
Until the police video was released, Took never got a glimpse of what happened after Williams ran off. He says he appreciates the quick police response preventing the robbery.
At the end of the day, they could have possibly saved my life.
While Took is called a victim in the police report, he offers sympathy for the man accused of trying to rob him, labeled a suspect.
He was definitely a victim too. I think watching what I saw, it seems that he needed help and he didn't get it. So I think he would be a victim also.
In an exclusive interview, Milwaukee Police Chief Ed Flynn told Fox 6 his officers should have responded more quickly to Williams' health concerns. He added police procedures have already been changed following the reopening of this case. An inconvenience for some, a pain in the back for others.
All right, good girl.
But for Aries, a Labrador Retriever, and Patrick Schmidt, a clear path is a clear necessity.
It's hard to drive in it.
On 6 wheels or 4 paws, both need to use the street at times to get around because some of the sidewalks,
they're just covered.
And that's just in his neighborhood.
It's easier here because I live out in the country.
Now take a trip downtown. The snow near the sidewalks dictates where he can be dropped off.
It's right next to the road where we park, but I can't get my ramp down to get out.
Some of the cleared areas aren't wide enough for 2.
Follow. The dog gets squeezed off and she has to just follow me.
All things Schmidt has considered since a motorcycle accident in 2006.
Lost control of my bike and broke my neck. Came home 75 days later and I was in a wheelchair.
His life detour means at times taking alternate routes.
It's all slush and I'm not driving through that.
To avoid shorting out his electric wheelchair, he'll have to travel 2 blocks because of uncleared snow.
This area, it's not bad.
But other places may not be fit for this man and man's best friend.
I don't think they understand how it is.
It's continually a work day for me, morning and evening.
Inspiration bit Joe Annis years ago. After watching Shark Week, he was hooked.
That's what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to carve a great white.
The artist took maple, oak, cedar, and bass, carved, sanded, and painted it all into a 6-foot sculpture spanning thousands of hours of effort, all while time becomes more precious.
It's a dead sentence. So, we know that. So, how much time I've got, they don't know.
While shaping the shark,
Started sawing on it, and then I caught cancer of the lung.
a disease began carving away at his life.
Then I caught, let's say, voice box cancer, so that put us on hold for a while.
It slowed his progress, but finishing the fish gave him purpose.
It was the only thing I was living for, to see it complete. And it was completed.
That is, until November 1st. Part of the sculpture was stolen. A baby shark once suspended by a dowel vanished. A puncture mark remains. About 24 hours later, it was pushed off its perch. The crafted carnivore capsized.
I don't know why. What in their right minds is of the person do that?
Annis says the sculpture weighs about as much as his truck, about 3,500 pounds, and to tip it over, the vandal would need a lot of help.
You had to have 3 or 4 guys at least. Makes me feel very, very sick for society as a whole.
His hope is someone will return the rest of his work so he can once again return to his purpose.
I can repair this again. I can, if God gives me enough time to carve.
The South Milwaukee Police Department is aware of this case. If you have any information, you're asked to give them a call. That number, 414-768-8060. They are the games, the sounds and sights surrounding the holiday suds.
It's the green beer that did me in.
Thousands hit the Water Street bars.
A lot of people drinking a lot of alcohol with fine Irish music in the background.
Everyone is so nice on St. Patty's Day.
If only that were true.
People have too much to drink and become argumentative, and we have assaults.
Come on, dude. Why don't you keep walking there, boss? Why don't you keep walking? You take care of him tonight, all right?
People have too much to drink and drive, and they're dangerous.
Milwaukee police count their numbers in a roll call as some try to count their alcohol intake.
It keeps going.
If they had a little bit too much to drink, we're gonna make sure they get into a cab.
Taxi cabs. I promise you, I would never drive.
Appreciate it.
Policing the pavement, you'll find Officer David Gransart as he finds one violation
Can't be walking around with a beer in your hand, though.
after another.
You know you can't walk around with that, right? Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and pour that out right there.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Milwaukee sidewalks.
So hopefully it's a deterrent effect that people look left and look right and see some blue and decide to moderate the green.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you should have nothing against the police.
On bikes and on the lookout, law enforcement hoping this holiday is marked by festivities rather than felonies.
Happy St. Patty's Day!
All we're trying to do is just keep people safe.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says for the average weekend, they make 11 drunk driving arrests. They say last year during St. Patrick's Day, that number was 77.